Hey folks, Bob Halls here. Doing an overview video, basically of the last week or so. I haven't been doing many videos lately because there's not been much to talk about. So this video is going to be basically an overview of the last, technically 6 days of this process. So, day one was traveling to Salt Lake City, Utah, from my home state of Idaho. It wasn't too terribly bad. It was pretty standard, run-of-the-mill. If you've ever ridden a Greyhound, it's standard Greyhound stuff. Got here, got checked into my hotel room, got some sleep. The next day was my first day of class. Class starts at 7:30. The shuttle picks up at 7. So everybody meets. Typically what I do is I get like 5:30 or 6, depending on if I'm showering in the morning or if I showered the night before. Get up, get ready, get dressed, head out to the lobby area, head up to Continental Breakfast, get my breakfast, and then we hop the shuttle to Prime. And I would like to touch on that as well. So in the first video, I said I didn't know if I would be saying what company I'm working for, because I wanted to get everything cleared up. I did get all that cleared up. Social media-wise, I got the go-ahead. So we are on board. I am with Prime Transportation. So, I don't have to worry about beating around the bush on that anymore. So that's nice. If you're interested in a company-sponsored training, Prime is pretty much, that is the best you're going to find. I mean, they are the best of the best. Best training, easiest to work with, best training pay, best starting pay, way above industry standards. So, if you are interested in that, let me know. Send me a message, and I'll get you the information you need. So, back to where I was. So we go to Prime. We got in, we logged into some computers, and we filled out some information. We did a paper application because they have to have one on file. Even if you'll already have done an application online, but they got to do a paper one. We did all that. We filled out some basic information, basic paperwork, gave our email addresses and stuff. Then we did some basic training stuff, just did some videos, like general safety videos, and a couple of them were like, there was a sexual harassment one, like don't sexually harass your coworkers. So if you've ever worked in any job ever, you've probably seen a sexual harassment video. It's pretty boring. You gotta watch it. Some of the videos had tests at the end, some did not, just depended on the video. So we did that most of day 2, which was day 1 of training, but day 2 of the process. Then on day 3, we finished the last little bit of that for those who hadn't finished it, and then we went and we got our physicals. It's not a super invasive physical, but it does cover the important stuff. They go over your medical history with you. They do a blood pressure check. They do a urinalysis. That one is not for drugs. That one is actually to analyze your urine to make sure that you don't have any proteins or sugars. Mine actually did have some sugars in it. They were concerned, and I tried to explain to them that all I'd eaten that day, I had waffles with syrup, and I'd been drinking Pepsi all day. So I wasn't surprised by that. So, but they had to test it anyway. So they brought me to an office, a doctor's room, and did a blood test, like a poke test, and my blood sugar was 113, which is completely normal, as usual. I don't have really any problems with my blood sugar, so that was not a surprise to me. But that is one of the things they check. If you are diabetic, it is not a deal breaker. One of the other guys in my class is type 2 diabetic. But he takes metformin to manage his blood sugar. I don't know what the rules are as far as beyond that goes. Like, so I heard somebody say that if you're insulin dependent, you can't be a trucker. But then I've heard someone else say that it's only if you have to take fast-acting insulin, or if you're on an insulin pump. Whereas people who take, if you take one shot or whatever of long-lasting insulin in the morning, then you're usually fine. I am not a doctor. Don't quote me on any of that. If you have questions about that, contact a recruiter, contact the doctor. I'm just telling you something to look out for, something to be aware of as a possibility. If you're epileptic, things like that are going to be deal breakers. So be aware. So yeah, so we did all those tests. They do drug test here at their office, at Prime, not at the doctor's office, because they have a separate laboratory they use. And it's not an instant read drug test. It can take a couple of days for them to get the results back. But it is a very thorough drug test. If you are currently using drugs or have used drugs in the past like 6 months, don't even try it. You're not in a space where you need to be worried about getting behind the wheel of an 80,000-pound death machine. So keep that in mind. Now after that, that is where shit gets real boring. Because after that, all you're really doing is dicking off in the simulators, studying your pre-test, or your pre-trip, going out to the yard, finding a truck, and practicing your pre-trip. And most of what you're doing is you're waiting on a trainer. If you are a non-smoker, then you have less of a wait. I am writing this weird little line here because they originally said, well, you vape, so you have to have a smoking trainer, which I was very against because I do not like the smell of cigarettes, and I do not want all of my stuff to smell like cigarettes. And probably most importantly, I've been cigarette-free for almost a year. I live in a house with people who don't smoke. I don't really hang out with people who smoke. And so I'm not around it, so the temptation's not there. But if I'm in a truck, 2 feet away from somebody who's chain smoking all day long, and I'm smelling it, and I'm seeing it, the temptation will be there. And while I'm confident in myself, my ability to not give in to said temptation, it's not going to make things easy. So I'm hoping for a non-smoking trainer, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's about it. Right now we're just waiting. Tomorrow is Monday. It is currently like it's 9:36 p.m. on Sunday night. Tomorrow is Monday, and with any luck, I will go in and they'll say, "Hey, Bob, we got your trainer." But you will find out as soon as I find out. So I will see you guys later. I'm gonna hit the sack, get some sleep. I got to be up early to go back in. And with any luck, I will have some awesome news for you guys soon. So yeah, that's all. Have a great day. Bob Halls signing out.